Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. A simulator study of an emergency maneuver of a large ship upon entering the Colombo harbor. This is done by the CINEC campus Marine Simulator Research Team. The author and the presenter, myself, is Captain Harindra Perera, and co-authors Professor Rohini Vidyalankara, Captain Prasanna Cedric, Mr. Samadhi Disanayaka, and Captain Perera. The background: large ships have come into Colombo harbor and have not been able to stop in time within the limited harbor area due to various difficulties. This has resulted in damage to jetties, cranes, and other berth ships, etc., making it unsafe. In the worst case, an unloading ship called Leroth sank as it was hit by an incoming ship, the Zimpiraeus, which was unable to stop in time. Simulation. The use of simulators is the best available modern resource to determine safe and unsafe maneuvers before it is tried out in real. Therefore, a simulator study was done at CINEC using the Wärtsilä Transas 5000 navigation simulator for the first time to determine the best possible ship emergency maneuver on a very large container carrier if engine malfunction occurs. The tested ship was passively escorted by a 70-ton bollard pull tugboat. The research aim The aim of the study is to identify how such incidents, mainly due to equipment malfunction, can be prevented with least damage to other property inside the harbor, including other ships and jetties. The simulator research study done will identify the best preventive action to be taken in future by ship handlers, including harbor pilots and ship captains, using all available resources, or if further resources are needed, to be recommended to stop the ships safely in the harbor. This slide shows you the overview of the harbor, Colombo harbor, with the ship entering the southwest breakwater. Here you see the northern entrance, and this is the southwest entrance, and you see the Colombo harbor. And at the southwest entrance breakwater, you can see this ship entering, and that is where normally the engines are stopped and engines are reversed to go astern, and the possible malfunctions do occur. This photograph shows the typical model of the ship which is being tested in the simulator. The length of the ship is 382 meters and the breadth of 54.2 meters and a draft of 13.0 meters, which is the depth of the ship. It has a carrying capacity of 13,100 containers. So she is a very large container carrier. The only external resource used was the 42-meter long tugboat on escort duty. She is made fast to the ship when the ship arrives inside the port. Propulsion is azimuth stern drive of this tugboat with two 2,938 kilowatt engines. It has a power of 70 tons bollard pull of the tugboat. Methodology. The main methodology is done on 3 simulation trials, after which the data is compiled and compared. B. To identify findings with the safest maneuver with recommendations and suggestions. Study test number 1. You could see the harbor entrance overview, and also you see the resources used as the escort tug and the ship's rudder to stop this ship with this engine malfunction which occurred at the airport entrance. The position of the ship you can see is in red here, and the tugboat is in black, and these dots are 1 meter intervals is recorded. The result was the vessel was brought to a stop in 3.2 ship lengths or 6.6 cables, and the ship was safely brought to a stop. The next one is the second test. Same harbor, only difference is the resources used was the escort tug, the ship's rudder, and the bow thrusters. In the previous one, we did not use the bow thrusters. The result again, the vessel was brought to a stop in 3.3 ship lengths or 6.8 cables. Same way you can see the ship in red and the tugboat positions in black at 1 minute intervals. Then the last test was also done, and the resources used were slightly different. The escort tug, the ship's rudder, and the ship's 2 anchors were used. Result, the vessel was brought to a stop in 1.54 ship lengths or 3.2 cables distance. So, in conclusion, considering the 3 studies, it was observed that the safest and the shortest way to stop the ship was by the use of the 2 anchors, ship's rudder and the escort tug. That is the study number 3. The next best control stop was with the use of the ship's rudder, the bow thrusters, and the escort tug. That is in study test number 2. That was the second test. So, from this, we give recommendations and suggestions. The port's authority should do a risk assessment and put limitations on the size of ships to be accommodated safely in varying weather conditions. By this study, it is proved to be that a passively made fast escort tug is a necessity prior to the ship entering the harbor. The power determination of this external tug resource depends on the size of the ship, displacement of the ship, its speed on entering the harbor, the underkeel clearance, wind and current conditions, visibility, etc. We consider. In acknowledging this research is part of the World Bank funded simulator-based research for competent human resources carried out by CINEC Campus Private Limited under the head operation of Ministry of Higher Education in Sri Lanka. And I wish to thank you for your attention.